Hello and good morning. Rose Jacobs here, reporting to you live from 𝐊𝐴𝐿 Studios in Sydney. It's great to have your company as we wrap up the week. Right now you're watching Early Trade, a show where we share with you a glimpse of the Australian share market, opening trade scene along with the global and domestic drivers triggering the market momentum. Now, in our first segment, we'll be looking at how the early morning trades panned out, taking cues from the Wall Street action overnight. Then, in the last segment, we'll look at prominent newsmakers grabbing the headlines during the early trade hours, as well as movements seen in crude oil, gold and metals indices. On Monday, Australian shares have opened higher in the final week of the current domestic earnings season after a fall of 5 days of the last week. The ASX 200 was trading at 0.36% higher, or 27 points up in the opening trade, tracking a strong Wall Street closing on Friday. However, the falling oil prices continue to put pressure on energy stocks. Global stocks recovered on Friday despite concerns regarding economic growth amid a continuous rise in COVID-19 cases, which continued to put pressure on oil prices. Wall Street surged higher on Friday, closing sharply up on easing concerns over whether the US federal government could begin tightening its monetary policy sooner than expected. The Dow Jones rose 0.65%, while the S&P 500 gained 0.81%. The Nasdaq Composite added 1.19%. So, how has the market performed so far? Well, as of 10:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the ASX 200 was trading at 0.28%, or 21.1 points up. The ASX All Ordinaries Index has also gained 27.6 points, or 0.36%. Top gainers in the ASX 200 are Charter Hall Group, gaining 4.35%, and Codan, both gaining 3.51%. On the flip side, stocks that are putting pressure on the benchmark index are Ingham's Group, losing 5.13%, and Aurizon Holdings, losing 4.46%. On the sectoral front, 7 out of the 11 sectors are trading higher today, with the information technology sector leading the pack with a 0.82% gain, followed by metals and mining space, which gained 0.71%. The energy sectors is losing the most due to falling crude oil prices and is down 0.46% for the day so far. Let us move on to the newsmakers of the day. NIB Holdings has reported a net profit of Australian $160.5 million in 2021 financial year, a massive 84.5% increase over the last year. The revenue was up by 2.9% to $2.6 billion in the same period. The company declared a record dividend of 14 cents per share. And now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned on 𝐊𝐴𝐿 TV with me, as I'll be back with more trending updates.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
where the property market is headed next,
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly,
apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements
with 𝐊𝐴𝐿 TV.
Welcome back. I'm Rose Jacobs and you're watching The Early Trades. We're discussing today's newsmakers. Event, hospitality and entertainment has posted a 45.4% drop in 2021 financial year revenue to Australian $449.3 million. However, the statutory loss has also been narrowed down 15.7% to $48 million. It has decided to pay no final dividend this time. Macca has clocked a record revenue in 2021 financial year year of Australian $1.1 billion, a 45% jump over the last year, while EBITDA was up by 17% to $140.4 million. Marker's net profit soared to 219% to $20.7 million from the loss of Australian $17.4 million last year. Latitude Group Holdings has declared a fully franked final dividend of 7.85 cents per share in the second half of the year. The management expects that spending will recover once the pandemic-induced restrictions are eased based on last year's experience. Ampol EBIT rose to $340 million in 2021 financial year from $221 million last year, while revenue climbed 22% to $9.8 billion. The company recorded an Australian $325.5 million statutory profit, recovering from the loss of $626.2 million in their 2020 financial year. US Treasury yields ended the week lower over longer than expected concerns of the Delta variant on the economic revival. The 30-year Treasury bonds yields was down 0.31%, while the 10-year bond yields rose 1.05%. US dollar futures index decreased by 0.12%. Crude oil prices recorded their biggest week of losses in the past week, with concerns over the fast spread of the Delta variant. Brent oil futures decreased by 2.12% and WTI crude was down 2.46%. Gold futures were down 0.02%. Meanwhile, silver fell 1.11% and copper rose 2.44%. Lastly, the Australian Bureau of Statistics is not scheduled to release any data on Monday. Well, that's all for now. Stay tuned on 𝐊𝐴𝐿KINE TV for more market updates. I'm Rose Jacobs. Thanks for tuning in.